In the heart of the dense forest, where the black sky was torn apart by thunderclaps and heavy rain soaked the earth, stood Pascal, the most terrifying legendary creature, towering over the bodies of the beasts he had defeated. His sharp fangs gleamed with every lightning flash, dripping with blood. But this battle was only the beginning of something far greater, something hidden deep within the forest. Greater and more fearsome forces were moving in the shadows. After Pascal had vanquished the winged tiger, the massive crocodile, and the four-headed wolf, the ground shook again. But this time, it wasn't from Pascal's footsteps. From the dark depths emerged creatures that even Pascal had not anticipated facing. The first was the giant spider, a creature with 8 eyes the size of plates and long legs covered in poisonous spikes. Each step it took made the trees crack under its immense weight. With its eerie voice, the spider crept toward Pascal, trying to spin a web of thick venom around him. But Pascal, the first, was the giant spider, a creature with 8 eyes the size of plates and long legs covered in poisonous spikes. Each step it took made the trees crack under its immense weight. With its eerie voice, the spider crept toward Pascal, trying to spin a web of thick venom around him. But Pascal, in his immense rage, tore through the web with his black flames and lunged at the spider. Despite the spider's enormous size, it couldn't withstand Pascal's fury and was crushed between his jaws. But the forest held even more terrifying creatures. Emerging from the towering trees came the Flying Serpent, a creature miles long, slithering through the air like a nightmarish dragon. Its skin gleamed like polished steel, and its eyes glowed with deadly yellow light. The serpent's venomous tongue burned the ground wherever it touched. Pascal felt a real threat this time, but this was his battle. There was no turning back, but this was his battle. There was no turning back. The clash between the two creatures erupted. The serpent tried to coil its massive body around Pascal, but Pascal was swift and relentless. With his jaws, he bit the serpent's tail and severed it, causing the creature to let out a scream that shook the entire forest. However, the serpent did not give up and lashed out its venomous tongue directly at Pascal, who narrowly dodged the strike. Then leapt onto the serpent and sank his fangs into its head, ending the fight. At that moment, a deep darkness descended upon the forest, and a mysterious voice whispered through the air, as if the forest itself was speaking. From beneath the ground rose the Colossal Skeleton, an ancient creature from forgotten ages, formed from the bones and rotting skins of dead beasts. Its eyes glowed with a poisonous green light, and its voice was like the winds of death. Pascal, despite his immense power, knew this battle could be the end. Pascal, despite his immense power, knew this battle could be the end. The enormous skeletal creature moved toward him with slow but confident steps, as if the entire forest worked in its favor. Between Pascal and the Colossal Skeleton, there was a terrifying moment of silence before the entire forest exploded into a final, epic battle. The skeleton slammed its massive fists into the ground, creating earthquakes that ripped the forest apart. Pascal leaped high to avoid the strike, unleashing his black flames that began to consume the skeleton's body. But the skeleton was not easily affected, and it struck Pascal with great force, sending him flying through the forest like a rag doll. Despite his injuries, Pascal rose again. This battle belonged to him alone. With all his strength, Pascal let out a roar that filled the horizon, and an unnatural power surged from the depths of his body. This was his true power,